HDVSN, Britain's got bars in the building. I go by the name of Mr. Bars. The first interview of 2015, and you know we had to make it a big one. Got the big man Desperado in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, big man Bars? Long time,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man, I'm there, fam. You get me?
Yeah, that's good.
Not
that's
doing
good.
as good as you by the looks of things. You get me?
Yeah, now we're all air, man. We're all pushing. You get me?
All right, cool. So for those of the people out there that don't know about Desperado, Desperado's been involved in the game for a long time now.
Yeah, definitely, man.
How long have you been involved in this music scene?
Well, since I left school, you get me? Like, I've been writing bars for a hot minute. You get me? I was one of the hottest things coming out of the UK when I was like 18. You get me?
18. When you was 18?
That's like about 9 years ago. That's about 9 years ago.
That was like 2004. So in 2004, you just left school.
Yeah.
You was on Top Radio, on Top
yeah.
FM back then.
Yeah.
Was that like the first episode of Desperado?
Yeah, that was, you get me? That was me, my chance to get me to show people what I had, you get me? Cause obviously I started off listening to a lot of the East MCs, cause that's where grime music come from. Back in the day, there weren't no UK hip hop scene. Any rapper that was rapping sounded like some fake Tupac, you get me?
American and that.
Yeah, you get me?
Yeah, still.
So the only...
your main influence back then was like the East London grime artists.
Yeah, the UK thing, you get me?
UK thing, and you come into the scene with a collective.
Yeah.
South Soldiers.
Yeah, that's correct.
And like you was one of the soldiers in the crew, but you ended up kind of being like the main. The main force of it. Yeah,
that's what happens still. I even met up with a few of my old members the other day, you get me, and they said it was like Desperado and then South Soldiers, you get me, but obviously I didn't really see it like that. Whatever work I'm putting in, you get me, I'm putting it in for the whole clique, you get me, so wherever I get to or wherever, you get me.
So where would you say that sort of like hunger come from back in the day, like for you to kind of come in at the forefront of something that you was brought into, like
from a youth I've always been good at stuff, you get me, like from school, you get me, if it was running, I used to run for London, swim for London, you get me, so I've always
took it that extra mile.
Yeah, I've always been on the trying to come first, you get me, and whatever I do, you get me, so obviously I'm coming to this music thing, obviously I was trying to be the best, you get me, my aim was to try and be the best that I could be, you get me, but then obviously it started getting a bit much for me because I didn't have no management, and when I'm going on the internet, I'm getting like 1,000 messages a second, you get me?
And you can't handle all that traffic.
It's too much.
You can't handle all that traffic. So between 2004 to 2007, you was like in the South Soldiers Collective kind of thing. You was doing your thing with Spoke Man, Messy,
Short Man,
Venom.
Yeah.
And then like you kind of went into a solo kind of sense.
Well, basically, obviously, like was doing the South Soldiers thing. South Soldiers got mad big, and then Short Man and Venom wanted to split and do their own thing. You get me? Left me, Messy, and Spokes. You get me? And bought the show for real. And then obviously, like, I was working on a mixtape, and obviously, like flipping, I got in a bit of trouble. You get me? And I just kicked back. Well, I was forced to kick back, you get me, off of music for a while.
So that's what happened to Desperado.
Yeah.
Because you were big, like you had the Anti-Guns tune.
Yeah, I had.
You was on the Rude Boy tune. You was on the Monster Rhythm. For those you that don't know, these were all big tracks that was on Channel U back in the day, before the YouTube days. This is the Channel U days. This guy right here, for those of you that don't know, was making up a lot of noise. And like you kind of went missing off the radar, and it was basically because you were forced out the game because you had to lay low.
Yeah, something like that. Do you get me? Obviously, it's just life, innit? Like me and you was talking earlier on. Like it's real. You get me?
It's real in every way, shape.
It's real in every way, shape or form. You get me?
Yeah, I hear you still. So we're gonna fast forward to like, okay, you had the collective stuff with South Soldiers.
Then I started doing my thing, obviously, because I see South Soldiers was kind of, like everyone didn't really have that same drive for like writing as me, you get me? So obviously I worked on my mixtape, Bars for Days of One Step, and them times there, like, that was a fire mixtape. It's still a fire mixtape now if you used to listen to it now, you get me?
What year was that? We're going back to what?
That's like 2000 and
2006.
Yeah.
So that's where in 2015, that was a while ago. That shows that you've been around.
Yeah, 100.
So that was your first like solo project, Bars for Days.
Yeah.
And then like, so after Bars for Days, there was another gap in like Desperado kind of went away again.
Yeah, what it was like, I used to be on Top of FM. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I used to be on the station. Yeah. And it just every week that was our outlet. You get me? All of the South MCs outlet. You get me? That was big. Was on Top of FM. You get me? And on Top of FM stopped playing and like doing grime. You get me? So it was like a thing of who am I sending my tracks to now? Do you get me?
But you had the East links. You had the links with the Logan Summers and.
I'm hearing you, but then you have to understand like.
On Top was the main outlet.
On Top was my thing. You get me? Like, it's like I was like a South MC in it. Like I was a proud South MC. You get me? I was proud to be a South London MC and represent for South London. You get me? And certain times when I'd go to different areas, like I might get into a confrontation because I was so South, screaming South. You get me? You get me? So obviously. Like it was and then my DJ stopped DJing, you get me?
So there was a lot of reasons why you kind of like came off the radar.
Yeah, man, you get me? Yeah, man, and obviously, like.
But you like I say, you are kind of a crossover artist because a lot of artists from the South did a crossover. Like,
100.
Like I've seen you appear on all of the mics.
Yeah.
At Eskimo.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff like that. So.
You know, it was like I kind of forced them things, you get me? Because I was so hungry.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like, if I heard something was going on, I'd turn up.
You just turn up unannounced?
I'm there.
So how do you get on the stage and that? Because them man is kind of stush with getting on.
No, because I'm not like, how? How? Like, there's fans out there, they know who I am, innit? How can you say, you get me? I'm involved, bro, you get me?
Yeah.
Like, come on, do you get me? And obviously at the time as well, I had like you said, I had the Monster Rhythm, Scar Rhythm, do you get me? Regal Players, so it was out there performing, do you get me? Like, I was putting in work, you get me? People was respecting me, you get me? From all over, you get me? Like, even when I did my birthday set, my 18th birthday set, I prepared for that. In the morning, you get me?
That's another point I was gonna say to you. Like, you even back in the day had collaborations with like Skepta and all.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Just putting in the work, fam. You get me?
You had Skepta and Jammer and that come to your birthday. So
yeah. You get me?
Like, not everyone could pull them sort of. So that weren't something where you was imposing yourself. You actually got the ratings for them man there to come and check you.
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously, like I'm saying, like I was hungry. You get me? And people saw that. Yeah. Do you get me? Like, I was very hungry. I enjoyed doing music. You get me? And people from all over saw that. You get me? Cause I would be at radio 2-3 times a week. You get me? I wouldn't just turn up to my show. Do you get me? You get me? Then I'd go to a station in the north. You get me? I'll go to a station in the east. You get me? Yeah. So I'd make music links. You get me?
So a lot of them links still live today.
Yeah, like. We'll see, and obviously I wasn't really doing music, you get me? So,
for a little while.
Yeah, you get me? But, yeah, man, like, I rate what everyone's doing, you get me? Like, I didn't put anyone in the position they're in, you get me?
So fast forward to these times, like, when did you officially kind of, like, make your comeback?
It's like last year, you know? Like, you know what it is? 2011, I kind of jumped back on the music thing. And then a good friend of mine passed away, you get me? I just said it was long, you get me? And then obviously last year, my brother's come to me, Corleone, you get me? And he said, well, Des, you get me? And not only just Corleone, but like enough of my friends come to me and said to me, Des, nah, it's that time again, man, you get me? You need to do this music thing, you get me? We'll be chilling, watching YouTube and that, you get me?
Yeah.
And then I'm saying, nah, Des, man, you get me?
You need to come back.
Nah, you need to do this thing for me, you get me? Like, and I'll be like, yeah, don't watch nothing, you get me? Don't watch nothing, I'm gonna do it, you get me? And then, obviously, I just started writing a few lyrics again, you get me?
Getting back into the swing. Yeah. Did you find it hard to like get back into it, or was it something that came kind of natural?
Not really, you know. You see, like once I'm in that studio, like I know it's game on.
Yeah.
You get
don't
me?
suffer from writer's block, that certain
Yeah, it's game on, you get me? From I hear a beat that I'm feeling, you get me? I'm in the right mode, you get me? Like I know it's game on, you get me? So it's just about getting it. It was just about getting back into the studio, you get me?
So you see, once you come back into the game, did you find it like, alright, and it was easy to write the bars and get back involved that way? But when you're reaching out to certain artists, was it a long thing, or was that they're like, yeah man, this you done though?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a long thing, you know. You get me? Like obviously, like we were saying, innit? Like from back in the day, I've been doing my thing, you get me? So obviously, like the artists that blessed my tape, you get me? They were like down to earth, you get me? Obviously, man's known them from back in the day, you get me? So it's like, it was just calm, you get me? Like I enjoyed making my mix CD, you get me?
Is that the tape you got coming now?
Yeah, you get me?
Like obviously, like you sent me a couple tracks to play on my show.
Yeah.
One track that stands out to me so far, is the track you got with Scraps.
Yeah.
Coley.
Yeah.
Kawasaki.
Yeah.
That tune there. So like, how did you link up with Scraps? Because Scraps weren't spitting back in the day when you were spitting.
He was still.
Was he?
Yeah.
Where was I?
Come on, this is what I'm saying. Scraps used to be in SLK, you get me?
Was he in SLK with Flirter?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm
You
getting
get
educated, right?
Come on, you get
Did you
me?
know that?
Yeah, Fireman Scraps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Was that him?
Yeah.
Boom.
Come on, you get me?
Say nothing.
Scraps have got history in this thing, you get me?
Yeah.
So obviously, do you get me? Scraps, yeah, from back then, you get me? I see his Mission Impossible video, you get me?
Yeah.
Come out and I had to say, yo, like that's the kind of shit that I like, you get me? Like you see that video there, it's not just a man just standing up in front of the camera. Obviously I'm not, you get me? But it had a lot to it, you get me? When I saw it, from the first time I saw it, I said, yo, this is my favourite video. Yeah, you get me?
Yeah.
So I reached out, I said, yo fam, you get me? I'm feeling it, you get me? And we just started chatting again, you get me? Obviously, I wasn't super even on the music thing even then, you get me? Like, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna put out a tape or anything like that, you get me? Obviously, we're just reasoning. And then I started working on the tape. I wrote something, I sent him over the verse and that, you get me?
And he just done his verse.
Yeah, you get
and
me?
obviously Coley up on the thing as well.
Yeah.
So you've always been affiliated in Blue Borough, one way or another. As well as being affiliated here.
I'm affiliated all over England, you get me? All over, you get me?
Just keep it moving, and your official collective that you're rolling with is
OGs, you get me? Yeah, OGs, you get me?
That's the official collective.
T-shirts, you get me? If you want to buy them and that, hit me up on my Insta and that. You get me? There's an OG's website, but you can get all the information on my Insta or Twitter. Do you get me?
Yeah, man, that's big still. So you've been a part of OG's from it started, pretty much.
Yeah. From it started. You get me? Obviously.
Like, even with them now, you kind of went like you've been missing. And, But obviously, because it's man them from the ends. It's like when you're ready, you're back.
100%. It's love. You get me? Obviously, like. OGs was a collective, like I used to be in South Soldiers, you get me? And the crews that was like big at the time, South Soldiers, Essentials, like I'm talking about the crews that actually got to cross over to like the east side, you get me? Where a lot more things was going on, you get me? Or into the industry, you get me? Like on One Extras and Kiss 100s and that, you get me? So like there was man, and obviously flipping Fatal Assassins with P Money, do you get me? And then any Essentials, so then obviously all of those crews just came together.
OGs,
you get me? And made OGs, you get me? Obviously Any was the reason why that come together, do you get me? Rest in peace Any, you get me? He's a good man, you get me? Obviously, and then it was a thing of raw, like it's not a thing of there's any management or anything like that, you get me? It's just a thing of raw. Man's all hard, you get me?
And rolling forward.
You get me?
So like, what's your mixtape called that you're dropping soon?
My new one's called Phaze 1, you get me?
When's that releasing?
Right now we're in March, you get me? I've got a single coming out on the 16th of this month with P Money. It's called Lock Your Doors. It's a banging track produced by Heavy Trackers. The video for that should be out within this week and a bit. On TV, you get me? And then obviously I'm gonna give it about 3-4 weeks and then put out the mix CD. But to give you the precise date on that, I can't give you that right now, you get me?
And that's gonna be a free download.
It's not, you know, it's gonna be on iTunes, you get me? It's gonna be on iTunes, like obviously all of the tracks are original beats, you get me? Like I've paid for my beats, you get me? So it's not like you're gonna be hearing anyone else on the beats, you get me? Obviously I've shot music videos for it. Trying to make this is a business, you get me? Like 100%, you get me?
Yeah,
obviously.
Still.
I will do, like, if people want a free download for me, I have no problem in doing a 5, 6, 7 track free download. But obviously the tracks that I've got right now for my mix CD are handpicked. Every one of the artists that are on there are relevant right now. If they put music out, they get a lot of following, you know what I'm saying? So obviously it's only right that the artists get paid for their work.
I hear you still, that makes sense, man. So like, apart from like Scraps, P Money, who else can we look forward to? Not that you want to give away too much at this stage.
No, I don't mind, you know, like obviously I've put my mix CD track list on my Instagram for people to see, so I don't have a problem in people knowing who's I've got on there. I've got like Kai's from SN1 on there.
Okay.
I've got Saf1 from Stay Fresh Birmingham on there. He's fire, you know what I'm saying? I've got Snap Capone on there. I've got Corleone. I've got P Money. I've got like my OGs on there. Pac-Man. And yeah, that's it.
So is it like it's rap and grime?
Yeah.
So you're just keeping it true to both of the genres that you love, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Exclusively coming out soon.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like you're on this next track now.
Yeah.
With D Double.
Yeah.
And all them, man. What's that track called again?
That's called The Trackers.
Yeah, that's called
remix.
The Trackers. Remix. Yeah. That tune's big. So how did you get drafted into that? Or was it
on
the
this
next
music
thing where you just said, nah, what, man ain't calling me for the track?
No, obviously, like, it was a big track, and obviously, I needed to be involved in that track. Yeah. So
you got on there, man.
You get me? P Money said to me, "Yo, Des, you get me? Obviously, you're doing your music right now. Boom, this is a track for you to jump on. You know what I'm saying? For you to." You get me? Take your throne back. You get me? So obviously,
so you're not getting PAs from that?
Well, right now, the track's been out for like a month. At the moment, I'm doing so many different shows. Like, I haven't even had a show from that yet. OGs are so busy. Like, I've probably been doing like 2-3 shows a week. You get me? At minimum. You know what I'm saying?
So you're very active on the show.
Yeah, very active on the shows. Like I haven't had any shows from that track yet, but I probably expect so for by summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big tune still.
Yeah, it's a big tune, 100%, but the promoters are probably gonna have to pay a bit of money to get all of us down there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of dragon artists on there. You know what I'm saying? Like big artists,
expensive artists.
Yeah,
more than a bag of show artists.
You know what I'm saying? So you got mobile winners on there, mobile runners up on there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we said life is raw in every way, shape or form.
That's what I'm saying. So like, cause the scene's kind of healthy right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. What is your take on the scene today?
Yeah, it's a lot better. Like back in the day, it was a bit, like touch and go. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the So Solid thing. You know what I'm saying? What happened is So Solid, and then like Dizzy went. Do you know what I'm saying? But there wasn't many people going. Right now, it's like, and our main outlet back in the day was underground radio station, which is illegal.
Yeah.
So 1 week it could be there, and the next minute,
and it's real like that.
It's just real like that.
Yeah.
But obviously now there's YouTube.
Yeah.
You can't take it. You can't. You get me?
So it's
you put your thing. Yeah. You get me? You put your thing out, and it's there. You get me? And you can keep on being consistent, and no one can't take it down. And you get me?
So who would you say, like, from your personal opinion, who we should be looking out for, like, coming up in this game, this music game?
Who should you look out for? Well, you know what, like, me and you was talking just before the camera started rolling, and I was saying a couple names, but you know, like, there's so many artists right now that are firing, that are doing that are good. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, it is like, whatever's like, it's just work, innit? Like, you put in that work, that's who to look out for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't say to you the man that's most lyrical, the man that's got the best metaphors, because you might not have the work ethic as the man that's got no metaphors. You get me? But he's out there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, you're living proof, but you got the lyrics, you got the metaphors, and you got the work ethic.
100%.
And you're back in the game. It's good to see you back in the game, man. When you hollered at man and said, "Right, you got tunes for me."
Yeah.
I was like, "Raw." I didn't know what to expect, but then I see you on the crib session with GB, so I knew what you got in the tank. Because everyone that I watched it with said, "Raw, this went in on that thing still." So
I still got it.
But when I heard the tunes, I was like, "Raw, man, still got it fully." So it's good to see you back in the game.
100%.
You got the mixtape Phaze 1 coming out real soon, so make sure you go and purchase that when it drops.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Let them know where they can find you on the Instagram and social networks. And
you can find me on Twitter, Desperado_OGs. You can find me on Instagram, Desperado_OGs. You can find me on Facebook, Desperadogram. You get me? Google me. You get me? YouTube me. I'm there. You get me? Putting in that work this year. You get me? Obviously, the UK scene's real healthy, you get me? Krept and Conan's been flying flags, you get me? 100%, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been showing the car. Obviously, I've done a track with Krept and Conan a couple years ago, you know what I'm saying? But them lot kind of originated from like more grime, you get me? On up-tempo beats, but they've been able to cross over, you get me? And make things happen, you get me? Like, I respect that. I respect everything what everyone's been doing in the UK scene.
So sorry to change the subject and cut you, but have you got like a lot of your music from the past still?
Yeah, it's there, you know, it's in the archive.
So we need to be hearing the best of Desperado coming out as well at some point.
Yeah, that will be real fire.
You get me, Car? A lot of the collaborations, you've been with people before they blew. You get me?
100. Like, I got the Tinies under the belt.
You got
get
the
me,
Tinies under the belt,
Skepta, Krept and Conan.
Get me, collaborated with a lot, and people need to know just to help bolster your status in the game right now, because right now you need to be here to stay to go to the next level.
Yeah, 100%. And you know it is, like, I feel like I'm getting embraced a lot more right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I might have been a bit too, you get me, cruddy, rugged, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying, for back then? But now the scenes embrace, that gigs come through, kicked off doors, you get me? Like, people was trying to shut doors on him, and the guy just kept on kicking, you get me? And they've had to accept, you know what I'm saying? Accept that it's not just tea and crumpets over in England, you know what I'm saying?
It's tea and crumpets, you get me? There's a lot of other food on the menu still.
Do you get me?
I hear you still, man. But now it's been cool to catch up with you, because I personally ain't seen you for a minute. You get me? So, and we know what we got to come in the future. So we're gonna be looking out for that. And all I can ask of you, Des, is stay in the game, fam. Stay consistent and make the most of
what's going on right now.
You get me? Because you're fortunate enough to come back into the game and have a platform. But that's from your hard work.
From
like,
back in the day.
Before, like, obviously hard work definitely pays off.
100%.
And you might not have been able to even see as far as today back then.
Like, I'll be real, like, when I talk to like people and they say how many people say to me that, raw, they used to listen to me and whatnot. I'm like, raw, I didn't even really realise, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, right now, I do enjoy doing music, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a zone, you know what I'm saying? I can get into a little zone, you get me? But obviously, let me just big up Scraps, you get me? And all of the ICE man, them, you get me, for coming down to the first shoot, you get me? I respect that, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, and I big up everybody that's on my mixtape, supporting my thing, you get me? And everybody that's coveted today is the first day when I've officially announced the release date for my single, and which is out on the 16th, and everybody that's put it up on their Instagram, I respect that, you get me?
Yeah, man, it's all love, man. Respect, my brother.
Bars?
Yeah, man.
Signing up. Yeah.